Hello, everyone. Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com, coming to you with a sort of public service announcement. A few things that you can do to keep yourself protected in these interesting times. So I have 3 things that I want to share with you, maybe a couple bonus pieces as well. So if you want to have a one-on-one consult with me, you can reach out at drpepperhernandez.com to make and schedule your own appointment at your convenience, your time and date that fits you best. And we would talk about immune boosting for your particular body, depending on what you're going through and your, synthetic drugs and what cannabis use you're doing and what kind of foods you're eating and where you're located, and how to boost your immune system the best as possible. Because truly, COVID-19 is a coronavirus. And we've seen the human coronavirus, come around in multiple different ways, many times. The first few are ones that you would notice as a common cold or flu, right? And then we've seen MRSA and SARS. Now, this being one of COVID, being one of the latter 3, it's a little bit more aggressive. It also is one that we want to prepare for. Unlike the others, this one seems to be much more contagious than the others because it is as the others are respiratory as well. This one is in your breath. And so when you're breathing, that can, transfer into other, humans. So what we want to do is we want to do just a few tips to help you prevent, from contracting these things. Now, the most important thing for you to realize is to stay calm, to stay inside, to stay away from anyone who may be ill. Or if you're ill yourself, stay in, do self-quarantine, all of these things that many of our states have already put into place. I mean, we're out here in California, and I think we're on day 14 of our particular shelter in place. So with all of this being said, you can follow us on TikTok, you can follow us on Instagram, as well as Facebook. We have a lot of information out there for you, not just on health and wellness, but also everything that kind of encompasses around that, like meditations, mantras, things for your mind during this time, how to combat anxiety and depression during this time, ideas of what to keep you busy and how to keep on a regular schedule. Those will all be spoken about in a different video. But today I want to talk with you about the 3 tips to stop the spread of COVID. Obviously, stay inside and don't go out. But if you are needing to go out, maybe do it once a week when you can get all of your supplies or your lists together, and that's just the day you go. Ideally, go earlier in the morning. This is typically when and I say it quietly like it's a secret, but a lot of stores are usually not as busy in the mornings, as well as some of them, and you will need to check because if you're not in that age bracket, it may not work for you, but some stores are allowing, only a certain amount of people, as well as if you're in a particular age group, I think it's 60 and over, there are particular early morning, like early bird hours for you to go shopping. So if you're in a state that is asking you to wear masks and gloves at all times, I'm going to kind of show you how to go about doing that. So, this is just a regular medical mask. This is not one, sorry to say, this is not one that is going to really keep any particles or molecules out. It's good for, a little dust and not spitting in someone's face, but other than that, you can really breathe through it. So this is just for demonstration purposes only. These are just the masks that I have in my office. I would suggest you to get a little bit sturdier mask, or if you're going to use something like this, double it up. But this is just for, demo purposes. So we're putting it here around the ears. That's how you would do that. Now, when you're going through and when you're finished for your day, a lot of people are like, oh, I can just touch it and take it off. Well, that's not the point. What we're going to do is we're going to be taking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a chopstick and I'm going to take it off gently, easily. And then I can actually put this into a brown paper bag for 72 hours, which would allow it to, be reusable after. Now you can spray it down with something if you like a sanitizing something, and all natural, hopefully organic on all natural. A good combination is isopropyl alcohol, water, and then a nice food grade essential oil like lavender or something. Mix that, it's a half and half, and then a few drops of lavender. That's a great recipe. So that mask can, be sprayed down, placed out in the sun. That's a wonderful way to do it. Or if you don't have the sun or that opportunity, you can just place it in a brown paper bag and let it sit for, a number of days. Then you can just recycle that. The reason why a lot of people in the U.S. are running out is because they are not recycling their masks because they're not able to. So that's that. Next is washing our hands. I've seen a lot about washing our hands, but I want to show you the proper way to wash our hands. We typically wash like this, and they say, oh, sing a song while you're washing. Well, that's great, and you can sing all you want to, but most people will continue to just wash their hands as such. What I want you to focus on is washing your hands, palms in, and then the backs of your hands, okay? Just like that. And then your wrists and your thumbs, okay? So it would go like this, then the backs of your hands, then your wrists, and then your thumbs, okay? That is a proper hand wash. And if you want to get in between, you can do that as well. But just remember that those germs can go everywhere. So we want to really, really give it a good washing. Okay, the last thing, this is the third thing for prevention, is I want to show you how to properly take off your gloves. And I've seen a lot of this out there on Instagrams and TikToks, and people are making videos about them, and they're also kind of joking about it. But the truth is when you're wearing gloves, and this is, from a holistic health practitioner perspective, when you're wearing gloves, anything that gets on the gloves can then obviously get onto whatever you're touching. So if you have your gloves and then you're touching your keys and you're touching your doorknobs and then you're touching your face, that's not really helping much. So what I have been doing is using the gloves, then making sure that I take them off properly. I have a bag in my car that I put them in, and then right next to that bag, I have reusable little hand sanitizing towelettes, and I will wipe down my keys and anything else that I want to touch. Now, if you want to go a step further, there are videos on, making a particular place in your home where you can wipe down all of your products, and that is absolutely fine and probably necessary in larger cities. In smaller rural communities, it depends on how you feel. But do take things seriously, because it is just like during cold and flu season. I mean, we need to also be taking that seriously as well. The one major thing I want to remind you of is not to be afraid. It's not something to be afraid of. We want to boost our immune system so that hopefully we can be strong enough to, even if this virus mutates a little, that we're able to move through it. Now, with that being said, we're only in week 2, so we're going to see what comes. But whenever you're ready to take off your gloves, please remember, don't touch a lot of things. If you have to touch your keys to get in, that's fine, but wipe your keys down before you grab them again. This is the proper way to take off gloves. You'll pull it up and off, and then you'll slide your hand underneath. Doesn't seem so. Got to do it slowly. You can do it much faster than that. and then pull it down. So then the glove that you're throwing away is actually inside of that, and you're not touching that one at all. I could probably have done that a little bit more graceful if I wasn't, trying. But I've done this a handful of times, more than that, but that will then go into your trash and you're done. Your hands now are clean and you can go on to touch things. Now remember, if you're using your glove while you're in your car and you're turning your keys on, you're opening your door, now all of those things need to be disinfected if you're going that far. So I hope this has helped just a little bit. Please stay positive, stay focused, stay home until we're given the go-ahead. And just remember, it's about boosting your immune system. So why don't you watch that video? That video is coming up next about the few things that I would do for boosting immune system. So have a magical, beautiful, wonderful day, and let's all stay healthy and happy and peaceful during this time.